So we're traveling from one park to the other. It was about 5 hours, maybe 6 hours to get out of the Central Kalahari game park. And next we're going to drive to the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park, which is about 7 hours drive away. We'll probably camp just outside the park and then we'll enter tomorrow. I'm quite excited for that park because, yeah, I've seen lots of photos of lots of game there. Going to the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park, and on the way we have to go through this K2 area and we had to get a permit. It's also a bit sandy on the other side, so Tony is letting down the tires a bit. Straight into deep sand. It's nice open grassland, and at least we haven't got those thorn bushes scratching the car.
It's true.
You can't see any car tracks on the road, like we're the first ones today, I guess. We've got 72 kilometers to go on this little track before we get to the park gate. So we've arrived at the Kaha gate for the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park, and we're going to go and ask if we can camp here for the night. We are staying at the northern gate called Kaha. Tomorrow we'll enter the park and go to our first accommodation. We're really lucky to have gotten some accommodation because apparently people book like a year in advance, yet we only just booked two days ago. This park is called the Transfrontier Park because it spans South Africa and Botswana. Most of the park is actually in Botswana, and we're driving down one of the main roads going down towards the South African side. We still don't see tire marks on the track, which means no one's been here in ages. But yeah, the landscape's quite pretty. Different colours, more arid. It's amazing to think that just this morning we were in grasslands and now there's hardly any vegetation. A bit of scrub, a lot of bare earth.
Nice Kalahari red sand, blue skies.
Definitely getting more and more arid.
Not much game around.
No, hopefully we'll see more.
Getting lighter.
Oh, look, it's not so red anymore. It's now the sand's white. And the plants have gone grey. Wow.
That's a change. Red sand, white sand. What a contrast.
And even the plants look whiter. Weird. So this is the so-called riverbed that separates Botswana with South Africa, and it's not what I expected. I was expecting a real river, but no, there's no river here. The river forms the boundary between South Africa and Botswana, but look, it doesn't look like there's any water in it, the so-called river.
Oh, it's a dry riverbed. I wonder how often there's water in here.
Wow, look at this road. We're on the South African side now. Yeah, the road is just smooth as. So this park is a transfrontier park, which means more than half of it is in Botswana and some of it's in South Africa. And people can actually go across the border as they like without having to pass border control. So they kind of share the whole park between the two countries. So there's a whole bunch of social weaver nests in that tree. The social weavers, they all build a big nest together and they share it, and apparently they even share it with other birds. And they put little sticks at the entrance of their nests so that other bigger animals can't come in and get their eggs and stuff. Little community. Fascinating. It's like a big apartment block. Fly in, visiting his neighbours. You notice that they go from one nest into the next. No, they're visiting their neighbours. So this is where we're staying the night. They've got little cabins. Apparently a water hole.
Thank you. Come on. Hop to it. Hop. Hop to it.
So Tony, which animal in the Kalahari do you think can last the longest without water? Let's put it as which mammal? Which mammal in the Kalahari do you think can last the longest without water?
The oryx. Definitely the oryx.
Springbok.
Is that your answer?
That's my answer.
Alright.
We'll give you the answer at the end of the video. So we're right next to a water hole, and we think these two lions are waiting in ambush. But the only animal that was here was oryx. He ran away. There's a whole bunch of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the adults are over there somewhere.
And look at those two that pop their head up. They look the same age. I know. One on the left is younger. Oh, look. Yeah. Wow. One.
I wonder what they're picking at. It's a young male kudu. Look at his tiny horns. And that one's a female. They're very skittish. There's a jackal there too.
It's weird.
What is that? He's got big ears. There's 4 of them. So those were bat-eared foxes. So when we first drove into this park, we wondered why this river had no water in it. When we did some research on it, we discovered that it is still a river, but the water runs underground through the Kalahari sand. And this river, the Nossob River, forms the boundary between Botswana and South Africa. So that's Botswana on the other side, and every now and then the water will come to the surface, as in these water holes. So those are secretary birds. The Kgalagadi Park has 2 main rivers in it. Both of them are underground rivers, and we've moved over from the Nossob River to the Awab River. And suddenly we see lots of giraffe. The landscape has also become very, very sparse, Kalahari-like. I wonder what that giraffe's looking at. Another dark chanting goshawk. These birds get their name from their loud repetitive call, which is often described as a chanting whistle. Nice big male kudu and some does.
Just seeing a jackal stalking the meerkats. Meerkats on alert. He was too slow.
We've seen quite a few secretary birds. They're really big birds. They're a long-legged bird of prey native to the sub-Saharan African grasslands and savannas. And they stand up to 4 feet tall with an impressive 7-foot wingspan. Wow. They catch snakes, insects, and small rodents. The reason they can catch snakes is because their lower legs are covered with thick, tough scales that protect them from snake bites while they stomp. Oh, he did a poo. We've seen a lot of jackals in the park, more than I've ever seen in any other park before. But every time I try and capture them on film, they run away. But anyway, jackals are incredibly unique canines, and they mate for life and are famous for their loud, distinctive howls. Each jackal family has their own secret yipping sound, and they only respond to the calls of their immediate relatives and will completely ignore all other jackals in the area. Isn't that fascinating? So there's 3 lions up there on the ridge. They're really enjoying basking in the sun, looking at the world down below them. They're high up on the ridge. Here's a nice little family of ostriches, mum, dad, and all the kids. Fun facts about ostriches is that they're the largest and heaviest living bird, reaching up to 9 feet tall. They can't fly, and they rely on incredible speed, powerful legs, and massive eyes to survive in the wild. The eggs are the largest of any living bird, and they're equivalent to roughly 24 chicken eggs. And the shell is so thick that it can support the weight of a human. An ostrich's eye is about 2 inches across, larger than its walnut-sized brain. Ostriches don't have teeth, and in order to digest their food, they swallow small pebbles and rocks to help grind up their food in their gizzards. So we've had 4 days in the Kgalagadi Transfrontier Park. A bit disappointed with what we saw. We're now going to check out and we're going to go through customs. So the quiz. Which is the mammal that can live the longest in the Kalahari without drinking water? And the answer is the oryx, also known as a gemsbok. Join us for the next video where we will explore the beautiful Blyde River Canyon. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Look how deep it is. I just like the colors of all the cliffs.